even if my wife start having a taste for finer things,
She's going to be watching this, right?
I hope she's not watching this. I will be, happy and able to provide that as well.
So even if it's at a risk of adding on a couple more years to your retirement planning, it's still something that the both of you will agree?
Yes, it adds more years to my retirement planning, but it brings more happiness in the few years that is extended.
I think all husbands should watch this. Hi everyone, welcome to a brand new series of Mighty Wealth Chat. Today I have with me two potential retirees under the age of 35. Join me in welcoming Eddy, a former Vegas acrobat, as well as Shane, a national sportsman who is part of the team that brought home the gold medal in the World Dragon Boat Championship in 2009. Hi Eddy, hi Shane.
Thanks for having us. Glad to be here.
So a couple of weeks back when I met up with Eddy, he was just telling me that he's on track to retire in the next couple of years.
Well, a couple of things have changed, I would say, in my personal life. So when I met you 2 months ago, I wasn't quite married yet, and I wasn't quite expecting a kid yet. So, back then I was thinking, I'm 32, I can probably reach financial retirement by 35, right? Given that I'm quite a simple guy, I can, be comfortable with less than 5,000 a month kind of lifestyle. So I'm on track to generate more than enough dividends to cover my $5,000 lifestyle, right? So that was 2 months ago. Now, fast forward, things have changed a little bit because I am expecting a child with my wife.
Congrats.
So thank you very much. So I think naturally with that, I got to factor in the goals to probably about maybe 10,000 a month, ballpark, right? So that my child and my wife can also be taken care of, right? Which probably means I might need to push back by at least 5 years, right? At least 5 years for my retirement. In order to generate 10,000 a month, I, probably will use a dividend-paying instrument, right? That pays me about, say, 8%, or more conservatively, let's just say 6%, right? So I'll need about $2 million in my dividend portfolio, right? So Ella would be $2 million in dividend portfolio, and every month she will lay me $10,000 worth of eggs. Yeah. So at my current rate, I'm able to set aside about at least about 400K every year towards my personal retirement goals. So in another 5 years or so, that will give me that $2 million that I need to set aside as part of my retirement fund. Yeah, so I'm still on track to retire by 40.
That is provided you don't have another kid coming along.
That's right.
I think he will.
So each time I see Eddy, his retirement age will just keep pushing back like a couple more years. So I don't know how many kids are coming along the way.
Well, yeah, let's see. Let's check in a few years.
So what about you, Shane?
Okay, for me it's quite simple. Currently I'm about 32, 33, right? I set myself a timeline of about 35, 36, right? To achieve that financial independence and also to settle down by that time, right? So the runway is about 2 to 3 years, okay? In terms of how I'm achieving it now, I own an investment property, right? Somewhere near to the central area. It's currently being rented out for passive income, right? And it's also used to pay the mortgage. Even after the mortgage, there's some excess unbound money. On one hand, the property side of my investment is appreciating. At the same time, it's also paying off my mortgage, right? On the other hand, I'm working on my own self, right? My top line and my bottom line also, right? For me, I'm currently doing not too bad in my current role as a retirement specialist. My own retirement planning, right? So one hand is property, right? So the other hand is on my own career, right? So yes, I think in terms of career-wise, I'm very grateful because my career has allowed me to, I would say, accumulate wealth faster, right? Because we're not going through the conventional route of the corporate ladder, right? I think I recently saw this on Instagram. How to actually retire earlier, how to build up your top line is when you have a job that pays better, right? And typically it's two types of job. Number one, when you are rewarded based on your value, right? the value that you bring to the marketplace, right? And number two, when you have a very specific skill set, right, that people appreciate. I think I'm very lucky to be in that role now.
So, if you meet the right girl, am I going to hear that your retirement is going to be pushed back by a couple more years like Eddy?
Okay, good question. Like I said, I'm very kiasu, so maybe Eddy push back 5 years, I push back maybe 2 to 3 years lah. But yes, I think in the next 2 to 3 years, right, it's a very exciting time for me. And well, we'll see what happens, Yen Lin. If it's pushed back by 2 years, I will let you know. So
the next question is, when you're selecting a partner, is your partner's financial view of like retirement, savings and everything, does it has to be aligned with yours? What if it's not?
Eddy?
Well, I think to begin with, you ideally want to find someone who is quite aligned, right?
Ideally, but
in the selection process, you already, ask the interview questions on, what her life goals
what
are.
if she started out by saying, oh no, I don't like branded bags. I like to eat simple, but couple of years later, she started.
She changed.
Yes.
Wow, this is very juicy question.
Yes. Because her friends around her are carrying like branded bags, going on like long vacations.
Naturally, social influence, right? Yeah. So I think one key thing to look for in a partnership is, in the words of Warren Buffett, it's low expectations, right? So when the girl has low expectations, whatever you do will at least meet, if not exceed her expectations, right? But let's say hypothetically, if things take a turn and 5 years later she wants a finer life, then I think as the guy, you should be well positioned enough to provide that for her as well, to keep her comfortable and happy. And if you're able to increase your top line, like what Shing was sharing earlier, it's well within our ability to provide that so-called premium lifestyle. Yeah. So in the 4 years I've known him, for example, right, his earning power has quadrupled, actually, right? So if it has increased multiple fold. So if we have that much growth in your top line, and for him in particular, he's able to maintain his lifestyle without having the lifestyle inflation, right? So he's got a lot of buffer. Yeah. So I think similarly for us, I'm learning from him in that sense of being grounded and not letting lifestyle inflation eat into my earning power. So even if my wife start having a taste for finer things,
she's going to be watching this, right?
I hope she's not watching this. Then I think I will be, happy and able to provide that as well.
Yeah. To me, I mean, if it develops into the wife develops into someone who starts to like finer things in life, bo pian lah, it's your wife. It's a decision, a partnership, that contract that you already signed.
They need to be responsible.
Correct.
Right?
So you need to follow through with the contract, right? If sooner or later your wife starts to develop such taste for material goods, okay, that's part of it, right? Your love for her, I think you will continue to bless her and continue to want to provide for her, right? Not just materially, but emotionally as well.
So even if it's at a risk of adding on a couple more years to your retirement planning, it's still something that the both of you will agree?
Yes, it adds more years to my retirement planning, but it brings more happiness in the few years that is extended.
I think all husbands should watch this.
Well, if I may sum it up, it's happy wife,
happy life.
Happy life.
Yeah, so delaying retirement is not an issue as long as the years that you delay, it brings you more happiness. Ultimately, at the end of the day, happy can already, guys. Right? So that's the motto I live with, right? Ultimately, all this planning, retirement, what is so that you can live a happy life, right? So happiness can come in early retirement. Happiness can also come in you enjoying your everyday smile of your wife, right? Her getting whatever she wants, her supporting the family, her being there for you. I think these are also important.
Your future girlfriend and wife is going to be watching this and then replaying it to Shane. Remember what you said.
I stand by what I said.